Hey folks, it's Carrie Oberbrunner. I am with an incredible author today, and we are talking all about Web3. We're talking about pizza. We're talking about Italy. This is going to be an absolute blast as we chat today. I want to welcome my special guest today, Brenda Cohen. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Carrie. I'm doing great this morning.
Well, listen, how long has this book been inside you?
Oh well, a long time. I think ever since I was a kid, I've been wanting to tell this story. And
Wow.
yeah, it's nice to finally get it out there.
Do you actually have a copy behind you?
I do.
Yeah, because I see one in the corner.
Yeah, I've got a few here. Yeah.
Hold that up. I am so excited. As your publisher, I am unbelievably excited. And then show us some of those. Do you even have illustrations in there?
I do. Yeah. I had a great illustrator. I can't draw for the life of me, but she
Yeah.
she did some great.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, some
So
fun
good.
stuff. You need that in the kids' books.
Absolutely. Well, tell us about your journey. I mean, tell us, like, you're in Canada, I believe, right?
Yes, I'm in
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah, you're a mom. You have a crazy cool husband. Give us kind of the backstory of you, what's going on, this book, everything.
Sure. Well, this book has been a story I've always wanted to tell. Growing up in Japan as a kid, I moved there when I was 7, and I left when I went off to university when I was 18. So my childhood was spent in Tokyo, and there were so many amazing stories and experiences that I had, and I always wanted to tell the story. And I tried writing the book a few times as a young adult in a more serious tone about what it's like to move to a new culture and experience that and those changes. And it never quite was the story I wanted to tell.
Mm.
And it wasn't until I had 3 kids of my own and I would read stories with them and I would watch how they would interact with funny stories and books and sort of
Mm.
get that excitement going within them that I thought, you know what? I think that's the way I need to tell this story.
I love it.
And so I actually took some children's writing classes because I'm a creative director, I'm a marketer. I've always written for adults, never wrote for children before. So I took a couple classes, which were amazing. They really helped me to sort of understand the space. And then I decided to write the story directly for the kids, for them to experience what it would be like to move to a new culture and feel out of place and miss home and start to learn and experience what a new culture can be and how exciting it is to actually make that move and find yourself in a new place.
That's so good. I love it. So it's a much bigger story than just just, I guess, pizza. You'd say.
Well, food plays a big part because the lead character is a 13-year-old boy named Jacob. He's the narrator, and he loves food. So food plays a core piece throughout the story, and it's almost it follows the kind of metaphor of, hey, I'm an all-American guy from Seattle. I love baseball and pizza. And as the book evolves and as he starts to experience new things in Tokyo, he realizes that, you know what? Ramen is just as good as pizza. And if you ask me, ramen's my comfort food. So I think our reader learns throughout the time that, in a pizza, you can throw anything on it and turn it into your own thing. You can do the same thing with ramen.
I love that. I love that. Well, and I even like this whole is it Japanese kind of motif? Is that where we're
It
going?
is. So the first line actually, the first part in Japanese there says ramen, ramen ya. It's like a ramen shop, and the second part says from Seattle to Tokyo. So
Wow.
it's kind
Wow.
of leads into that. Yeah.
So it's bigger than pizza and ramen. It's about change
Hmm.
and it's about fear, and it helps kids with, we're at an anxiety all-time high in the world. I mean, is this some of the stuff that's, I mean, is it just fun? Do you have this motive for something bigger? Talk to
Well, if you're going to have a book that a 10-year-old boy actually wants to read,
me.
then it has to be funny and it
Yeah.
has to be entertaining. and the
Yes.
stories need to relate to them. So that's the way that it's written. But at the end of the day, what the story really is about how moving can be scary, and how moving is, it makes you angry, it makes you sad. As a child, it's a very difficult thing. Whether you're moving across the state or whether you're moving across the world, it's a difficult thing to do. And so it sort of talks about that, and then it talks about how you can adjust, and you can learn to love your new culture or love your new home. And the lead character, and his two younger siblings go through lots of experiences that teach you about Japanese culture, but also teach you about adjusting and understanding and becoming part of a new culture.
Oh, I love this. This is good. This is really good. And you're one of these people who, I would guess, would you call this a young adult or would you call it children's?
It's a children's book, so the reading level is between 9 and 12 years old.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now you're who would have thought you are a children's book author? Was that something like always aspirational?
A little bit. I wrote children's books for each of my nieces when they were little. I wouldn't say it's anything I'd go out and publish, but I've always enjoyed storytelling. I've always been a writer.
Yeah.
And so, but it wasn't until, as I said, I had my own kids and I got out of the picture books and started more into these stories that would make them laugh and tell these little antidotes. And I thought, wow, this is so powerful. This is really a space where you can meld young minds and teach them things. And that's why I decided that this story I always wanted to tell would be best told in a children's voice.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about your business and your husband's business, because you could have been this children's author that said, hey, I'm just going to do this thing with Web 2, but I'm really passionate, and I know that's how we even met. I'm passionate about Web 3. And by the way, my book finally comes out in about 9 days. But you see here that most children's authors in the 90s would have written with a Web 1,
Mm-hmm.
right? And now you have the social media era where a lot of people wrote with Web 2, but you are writing with Web 3, and you're even including this thing called NFTs, which a lot of people are like, what? Can you talk? I'm going to bring up your website, Award Pool, but how are you integrating, even in a children's book launch, Award Pool and Web 3?
Well, I think when you look at something like the book that I wrote, there's so much more that kids can learn, and there's so much more that they can dig into. And with the company that Reuben and I founded, actually with our three kids, we built this company with them in March of 2020. Isla designed it, Finnegan helped program, Sam helped me build the business plan. So it was a family project that we put together. And what we do at Award Pool is we add another level of marketing and another level of community to any brand or any content creator. So when you think about authors and what I've done here with Trading Pizza for Ramen, is that we've added another level of engagement to the book. So if I read the book and I love it, then I have the opportunity to go onto my website where this lives. And you can go in and you can do different actions and get different points for every action that you complete. So those actions get you to dig deeper into the actual book. So some of the actions I included in there are designed to educate them a little more on Japan and the different places that we talk about in the book. So you can learn more about the Yomiuri Giants, which is the baseball team that he learns to love while in Tokyo. You can actually find some links to where you can learn some more Japanese. There's links to articles that I've written that dig deeper into some of the content, like what is an onsen, the different words that you learn within it, that type of thing. So there's an educational component. And then there's that component where they can feel like they're part of where the book's going next. So it drives them into sort of that community aspect. And what more can I do? So I included some links to vote on their favorite characters, and the one that gets the most votes is going to have a short story written in their own voice.
Ooh.
I gave them the opportunity to have their say on what's next. Maybe they want to see this family move to Brazil. Maybe they want to see the family go somewhere else in Japan, or just dig deeper into a certain part of Japanese culture that people love, like anime, or who knows what could be next. So it gives the readers the opportunity to have their say and be part of the Trading Pizza for Ramen community. And every action they complete, they get points, and then they can go into the marketplace, and I can actually trade them in for NFTs. So if you don't know what an NFT is, in this case, I've created character cards. So Reuben and I designed these cards together, and they're actually character cards of the different characters within the book. We're also going to be including some language lessons, some collector cards of locations that are mentioned throughout the book, and some more exciting things that kids can come in and collect and feel like they've taken part in the have a stronger connection with the book.
Wow. Mind blowing. Like, I really think that authors right now are probably like, but this is why we really connected, because I shared with you very early on that our publishing company is about taking the book and turning it into 18 streams of income.
Mm-hmm.
And people might be like, income, well, fine, call it influence, call it impact. But you'll see here that there's, you have a soft cover. Do you have a soft cover?
Yeah.
You have a hard cover.
Yeah.
Do you have an ebook?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an audiobook?
Not yet.
Not yet. You might, right? You might, right?
Yeah, I need to find the right voice who's going to be my 13-year-old storyteller.
That's cool. You might have one in your house. I
might. I keep trying, but.
But then you have other things that you can provide. I know you're doing content marketing, and then you can really wrap all these with an NFT, a non-fungible token that unlocks other benefits. I mean, think about this, Brenda. Could you honestly, I know this is like a big vision, but could you honestly like take a trip to Japan someday with your readers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? I mean, I did that with one of my books where I took them to Shawshank Prison. I mean, you could basically, this book could go big time and say, hey, let's take schools in the metaverse to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So what are you seeing with your company, and how do you think this fits as an author? Because I think that a lot of authors are like, wait, I write books and Web3's over here. You're one of these rare people who like blended the two worlds together.
Well, I sort of see Web3. I mean, it is the next iteration of the web, right? I mean, whatever you want to call it, it's where the web is heading. So the question is, are you going to sort of stay in Web 2, or are you going to find a way to evolve with it? And I think in the different author groups that I'm part of, there's a lot of discussion around, okay, I don't know what NFTs are. Why are they relevant to me? Right. And I think when you think about NFTs as an author, you have to think about it as a supplementary way to continue to engage your readers and make your book continue to live. Because with the tools that we have with the Award Pool, you have the opportunity to bring life and continue to keep that book going and give your readers a new way to sort of engage with it and collect with it. If you think of some of the most famous books that are out there, let's say sticking with the same age group, how about Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
I mean, massive, right? Same age group. If there was an opportunity to collect those character cards or interact or have a say in what's coming next, or what the next storyline could be, then you're really starting to engage that community.
Well, and listen, I took my family in to whatever it's called, Harry Potterville. I don't even know what it's called, but at Universal Studios, where, I mean, there are kids that are like getting wands, decked out in outfits,
Yeah.
There's a whole village, but not everybody can invest that type of money and
Yeah.
travel. And yet there's a lot more readers of Harry Potter than have ever visited that place. But what
Yeah.
you're saying is that you could create a virtual place where they are not just dressing up in the outfits, but shaping the story.
Mm-hmm. So with trading pizza for ramen, I mean, Japan is a long way to go for most people, and that might be something that's just not attainable for them. And even within the first few readers that I've had of my book, who are in the 9, 10 year olds, they're saying, "Wow, suddenly they have an interest in a culture that they may have never thought of before."
Wow.
And for me, that's my goal. I'm a huge supporter of multiculturalism. I'm a huge supporter of getting children exposed to other cultures and other places. And I believe that's where they begin to understand and show compassion for sort of the world as a whole. And if I can even get a small amount of kids to say, hey, here's a culture that sounds really cool. I want to go to Japan someday.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to learn more about that. Then my goal has been accomplished. If I can make them laugh, if I can make them go up to a kid at school who just moved and say, hey, what's your name? Do you want to be my friend? If I can get them to make those connections, and then if I can get them to have an interest in seeing the world, then I've accomplished everything I want with this book.
That's awesome.
And
That's
I
awesome.
think the opportunities with Web3 technology gives you that extra level to then take them and say, okay, so you want to connect with people that have just moved. Here are some resources where you can connect with expat communities. I've included links to books that help kids with moves, no matter where they're moving. They can go in and they can dig deeper there. They can learn more about the culture, all of these things that I want them to accomplish that maybe they're thinking, hey, this kind of piqued their interest after reading it. Now I'm giving them the resources to actually go in there and do it, and rewarding them for doing it, which kids love. If they can get a free reward for accomplishing all those tasks, even better.
You've gamified something that adults want kids to do, which is read.
Yep. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think that what Brenda's sharing here is mind-blowing, and here's why. If I could take people back to the first ebooks and the first audiobooks, and if we were having this chat, I don't know, 20 years ago or something, people would be like, whoa, hold on, wait, whoa, a book on a phone? Wait, hold on. And yet then what happened is ebooks like outpaced print books.
Yeah.
And then audiobooks, wait, hold on, wait, how can you do this? Like you're actually riding a bike while you're listening to a book, or you're mowing the lawn. Wait, hold on, is that right? And then audiobooks outpaced print books. I want people to realize, like, they are on the front cutting edge with this live stream right now. And folks, if I were you, I would buy Brenda's book, not only because it's a killer book, not only because it's fun, not only because you're going to learn about Japanese culture, not only can you give it to your grandchild, niece, nephew, child, but I would tell you, as an author, as an entrepreneur, folks, this is your best education on what's coming next. I love what Brenda said. Brenda said Web3 is coming. It's here. And you can ignore it and debate it and curse it and hate it. But you know what? Everybody adopted Web 1 to Web 2. Even the haters are like, whoa, okay, fine, I get it. And if they didn't, all the businesses that they supported did. I mean, how many times did we see a truck go by? Like us on Facebook, like us on Twitter. I mean, it became a thing. And I want people to realize, like, they're on the cutting edge. They can actually, instead of be late to the show, they can be early adopters. And your book is a passport. I mean, look at this, the homepage. You got the video going on. You got the earn the rewards. I love these. You even say, what? Take a picture of your ramen.
Yeah.
Share a ramen recipe. I mean, this is what every business is craving for, which is engagement from your people. So Brenda, this is amazing. And again, I'm already there with you. I believe it. What are you going to be speaking on at the Igniting Souls conference? Because I know we're going to, have you as a speaker in about 9 days. and you're going to be presenting on a topic. What are you teaching us?
Well, I'm sort of introducing the idea of building community and helping using Web3 tools to help build your community and create more excitement around your books and your publishing. So, talking a little bit about the who the Web3 generation is, who your new readers are, what they want, what they're looking for, soft entry into how you can get there, and then showing some great examples of companies that have done it. And my goal is to get just to pick somebody from the audience and actually build a campaign for them on the fly. But
oh my gosh,
I have to chat with your tech team to see if they'll let me do it.
We will let you do it.
It'll be great. Yeah,
we will let you do it.
Yeah.
I want to share with you. I mean, I believe in this so much that you and I partnered because I'm like, heck yeah, I want to be on the cutting edge. So take people through this just briefly that, we not only built this around business, but we built it around fiction and nonfiction. So talk to us about that.
Sure. So with Igniting Souls, we actually created 3 different, we call them campaigns. The whole thing is sort of your campaign, and then we have different challenges is what we call them. So we created one that's all around the brand to help people understand who Igniting Souls are, what you represent, dig deeper into the company. And then we built a challenge all around, your one book that's, it's so small on my screen, that's nonfiction.
We got
it, Unhackable. The Elixir Project and Unhackable. So the Elixir Project is a fiction book. So we gave you the opportunity to dig deeper into that book, one that's already been published a while ago. And it was the opportunity to get back into it and learn more about the characters and what the storyline is and yourself as the author. And then we also created a challenge around a nonfiction book with Unhackable, which is actually sort of the supplement to the fiction one, right? You took kind of the storyline from the Elixir Project and then put it into actionable things in the Unhackable book, and it created, again, a way to dig deeper into it. I believe there's some NFTs in there where you can actually go in and purchase some courses that you offer and give you the opportunity to learn more about that. So,
and you know what?
All pieced together, everything awesome that Carrie's doing at the moment.
Well, listen, I never even saw this. So check it out. People could say, well, Carrie, does this thing even work? I don't know.
That's your leaderboard. So these are all the different points people have accumulated from completing different actions within your campaigns.
The only guy I know is Jeff Kramer. And I'm just saying, like, that's good news. Like, these are all new people that I never would have seen or known. And, these people are crushing it. So I guess the proof is right there, Brenda. Like, is this work? Well, just go there and that proves the point.
Yeah.
Okay. So listen, what's next for you?
What's next for me? Well, we're with the War Pool, we're continuing to build. We're actually going to be launching our SaaS platform, which means software as a service. So that means anybody can create an account, go in and build their own campaigns. So that's going to be launching this month. So that's exciting. We've been busy working on that. As for what's next with the book, I just got back from 2 weeks vacation. So now I'm diving in and coming into promoting it. I've actually done quite a bit of emails and communications with the various schools that I attended in Tokyo and getting into that international community, which I think is a good place to start with the book. And I'm going to be promoting it at my school's multicultural night, which we're calling the World Fair this year, which is something that I run every year. So we're putting that together and doing a little bit of a promotion for it there as well.
I would think, so here's something they do in the States. I don't know if it's probably, you could get onto it pretty quickly, but maybe jot this down. Okay, so we have something called the OCLC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so OCLC, I don't know if you ever heard of that, but that's the people who are the software engine of all libraries. And I actually know the president. He's going to be at our conference. His name's Skip Pritchard. But I would think that the libraries in the States especially, they always have summer programs.
Mm-hmm.
And you might be like, well, we just finished summer. Yeah, now's the time to plan. But I would think that like libraries would say, because they always do it. They always try to incentivize the kids to read every summer. And then they give away like the eraser and they give away the bookmark.
Yeah.
But I would think that NFTs, I would think that you could, I mean, that's the new level.
Mm-hmm.
Of
Yeah, the digital assets, kids are equally as excited about something they can get digitally in a game or as a reward as they would be about an eraser and a pencil that you would typically get at the book fair.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So good. Well, listen, Brenda, we are so excited about you. I want to once again share your book because people are dropping links here. What do you think? We got about 4 minutes left. What do you think about an author who says, that's all, whatever. I'm not going to go into that space. That's all silly and stupid. Is it almost the same as an author saying, well, I'm not going to get an ebook. I'm not going to get an audiobook. I mean, do you think we're kind of on that trajectory?
I think you have to get past the idea of, it's blockchain, it's NFTs, that's tech, that's not my space. At the end of the day, anything that helps people to engage deeper and better into your content is the way to go. And I think that one thing that a Whirlpool does very well is it makes it easy for you to go into that space without necessarily understanding it. I can log in with an email address and I can complete all these challenges and I can collect NFTs in my Whirlpool wallet. And I never have to understand what blockchain or tokens or what an NFT stands for. What is a non-fungible token? It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. If you don't want to get into that space, you can still engage in that space. And why would you not find a new way to continue to engage with your users? And it's not a one-off. It's not like you can post an article and put it up there and then never hear about it again. You can continue to add new actions and add new NFTs and continue to keep that book alive and breathe new life into it. So as an author, before you you write this, you print it, and you hope for the best, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you go out and market it. Now you have the opportunity to continue to find new ways to engage that audience. And I think that's an excellent opportunity for any writer.
Well, and that's why I think you hit it, because Starbucks, who cares about coffee, is now moving into Web3. Why? Yeah. They could care less about Web3, except that they say, this is how, at the end of the day, we're going to create engagement and increase profits.
Yeah.
And so I think that you nailed it when you said, look, a word pool, and I just showed people on the screen, but that's genius that you folks have said, look, kind of like us selling conference tickets this year. We said you can buy your conference tickets through a credit card,
right,
or through crypto. And you're saying you can sign up for a word pool via a MetaMask or an email. I think that is the secret.
Yeah.
I think it's being almost bilingual.
Yeah, it's a nice soft entry into this space, which is what I think a lot of people need. We're just not quite ready to dive right in. And, I'm a little reluctant to go log in with my MetaMask and buy something with crypto. When I started out, I would sign in with my email address and keep everything in a word pool. And then as I became more comfortable, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to create a wallet and I'm going to export some of these NFTs and maybe I'll trade some of them and do some different things. But you don't have to go into that space if you're not ready. It's a nice soft entry to get you there.
Well, and it's like, it's literally how people said, I'm not putting my credit card online. I mean, just a few years ago, people were saying, I'm not going to go buy online shopping. Somebody's going to steal my credit card. And then we get comfortable with it. And now online shopping, especially during COVID, was like,
oh yeah.
So, I'm not pushing an agenda here. I'm saying that Brenda is one of the guides that I lean on and I watch. in this space. And so I think, folks, that you need to follow her. I think you need to check out her Amazon book. Like I said, be a student of not only the book, because it's amazing, but also how she's doing her launch. So Brenda, thank you so much. Thank you for coming and speaking at Igniting Souls Conference. And we're big fans of Award Pool.
It's always a pleasure to speak with you, Carrie. Thank you for having me.
All right. Take care. We'll see everybody.
All right. We'll see you soon.